Hello everyone. Today I'm making chocolate chip cookies. They're fantastic, they're delicious. Get the recipe off the net where I get most of my recipes, and then I usually just tweak those recipes to how I like them or what I have on hand. This recipe is from the world's famous cookie recipe. I'm not going to say names. What we have in this bowl 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. This is a 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. This cup here, I have 1 teaspoon of baking soda. The recipe calls for a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. However, I use salted butter, so I cut the amount of salt down to 1/4 teaspoon. So that's mixed in with the baking soda. This cup here is 2 large eggs. This little dish is your teaspoon of vanilla, 1 cup light brown sugar, and 3/4 cups of regular sugar. This here is 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips, or 12 ounces. First off, what you want to do is set your oven at 375. I have a double oven. A smaller oven on top and a bigger oven down below. I use the top one, put the rack on the middle rack setting. Okay, first what we're going to do is we're going to add our butter. Your butter needs to be room temperature, just so it's lightly squishy. I'm going to add the sugar. Now what you want to do, you want to mix this until it's blended. The directions say until creamy. I just like to do it until it's nice and blended. I don't like to over mix. So maybe about 30 seconds of mixing, you get something that looks like that. Nice and creamy. You don't want to over blend it. I find it changes the texture of the cookies, believe it or not. Now what you're going to do, you're going to grab your eggs, turn your mixer back on 2. You don't need a mixer. I use a mixer because I have weak hands, arthritis. This helps me mix my cookies. Okay, now we're back on number 2. 1 egg at a time. Add the other egg. Add your vanilla. So that is now mixed together, nice and creamy. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the cocoa powder in with the flour, and also the baking soda and salt will go in that bowl too. So grab your cocoa powder, salt and baking soda. Give it a quick mix to combine. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to get mixed in the mixing bowl. That's good. Okay, so now what you want to do, you want to add a little bit of the flour mixture, a little bit at a time. Put back on 2. Actually, start out at 1 so you don't have a big cloud of dust. Stop it. Add the other half. On my mixer, I have this set at the stir setting, and we're just going to let that mix together until incorporated. Just going to clean off the paddle real quick. Give it another quick stir. Now to add your semi-chocolate chips. So let's mix this up. And that's as mixed as it's going to get with the chocolate chips in there. Now we're going to fight with this to get it off. Scrape your paddle. This is a very thick batter. You don't want it thin. You want it like this, nice and thick. And excuse me while I try my batter. And it's delicious. You know what I always say, try your food as you cook. Because if anywhere at a point when you're trying your food and it's gross, it's going to be gross in the end. See how nice and thick that is? I'm making these for my family, so my fingers are all over it, and I've washed my hands before I started cooking. So, oh, it's good. Don't worry about it. Now, I use, this is about a tablespoon size scooper, ice cream scoop, scooper, whatever scoop you want to scoop up. Fill up your scoop, plop it down. And this mixture roughly yields about 3 dozen cookies, maybe 3.5 dozen. It all depends if you're making these with kids around or without kids around, or if you can refrain from eating the cookie dough yourself. And there's 1 dozen cookies. Quick wash of the hands. So there's 1 dozen. Pop those right in the oven. Slide them all the way in the back of the oven. Now I'm going to set my timer for 9 minutes. Let those cook for 9 minutes. When the 9 minutes is up, take them out of the oven. Okay, time's up. 9 minutes has elapsed. Take your cookies out. Should be nice and puffy. Let's get you a nice close-up on those. See how nice and puffy those are? Now I'll leave those on the cookie sheet for 2 minutes to cool down a little bit. I have another sheet tray ready to go. Set those at 9 minutes. So after these cookies cool for 2 minutes on the sheet tray, I'm going to transfer them over to a cooling rack until they're nice and cool. These are going to shrink down a little bit and flatten out as they cool. But see how they're kind of undercooked at this minute? But that's going to give you a nice chewy consistency of a cookie. Nice soft cookie. I happen to not like a hard cookie. I like the soft batch cookies. And these will remain nice and soft in an airtight container or tightly sealed in saran wrap. And that's how you make cookies. So here are the cookies. They're still kind of warm. Nice and soft. They're great out of the oven. They're still good when they're cool. But these are, sorry. But yeah. These are really good. Give them a try. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you.